Good afternoon and welcome to the Rant. This is Big Mike. This week, or this session, more along the lines of, boy, I got to tell you, I'm ticked off. I'm tired of talking about the same thing to the politicians, and they not get it. You may think this is going to be one of those boring political talks that I give, but you would be mistaken because I'm ticked off. So what I would like to say today has no bearing on any one person in general, but does go to one group of people, and that's the politicians who we elected that are supposed to be serving us, the American public, instead of just going to Washington or wherever it is they went to get rich and have prestige and be on committees and make a lot of money and all this crap. Instead of working on getting reelected, these idiots need to go to work on fixing the problems, and they're not doing it. So anyway, I typed this out. You know, I have a sort of an outline for myself so I can stay on topic, and you know, I'll try to keep it under 5 minutes, but here we go. Look, from an open letter kind of a standpoint, you know, I don't care if you were elected judge or dog keeper or senator or president or what the hell. You know, I've listened to all you guys for, you know, at least the last 4 years to make it simple, but, you know, I've been a political kind of a guru. I follow politics my whole life. And it really ticks me off that it is now, you know, in today's day and age, you don't have to say anything that's true. You can just say whatever you want. You know, during an election, you can say it's a political promise or an election year promise. You can lie to us you know, just flat lie to us. You can put out ads that lie. You can lie. Your people can lie, and it just doesn't matter. Then you go to Washington or wherever you go, and you're worried about being reelected. You're not worried about any of the things that should count. You're worried about enriching yourself, and you're worried about you know, making things easier for you, and you're worried about getting elected the next time, and you're worried about being able to attract and keep big money because, oh, hey, Mike, you know, it takes big money in politics nowadays. And I got to tell you, it does not. It's a bunch of crap. It takes big money because you take big money. That's why it takes big money. So I've been listening to you guys, and from both sides of the aisle, tell us countless things for countless numbers of years. But really, in this fiscal mess we're in, it boils down to three things. You say that we, the people, have to sacrifice in this fiscal emergency in order to fix the mess. You know, you got to accept a little less, you got to do a little more, blah, blah, blah. That's a bunch of crap. Then you say that the politicians have to do things differently. Oh, we got to do things differently. We got to reach across the aisle. It's a big lie. Because if you had to do things differently in order to get things done, if you're really interested in going there and getting things done, you would do things differently. And instead, it's business as usual all the time. And then you say that everybody has to approach things in a way that has never been done before in order to see real change, in order to fix the mess. Well, let me tell you, I'm wondering if any of that is true, or if all of it is true, if all of it's plausible. Then why is it whenever there's an answer that comes up to any of these stupid problems that come up, the answer is the same crap that you've been telling us, you know, since I was a little boy? It's always plausible deniability. The other guy's wrong. The other party's wrong. Oh, they aren't providing the leadership. Well, they're the ones in power. We can't get anything done. Blah, blah, blah. It's always the same crap. You're always diving for cover with political doublespeak. Blame it on somebody else and run as fast as you can to distance yourself from the mess, and don't stand up for what's right. Don't stand up for us. The exact same stuff that Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan was talking about when they were going through their first election cycle. You give it a different name, but you're doing the same thing. Everybody diving for cover, blaming each other, and everybody saying the other side's wrong. There's one or two old-timers in both parties who are telling that by old-timers, they don't necessarily have to be old people. They've just been there for a long time. Telling everybody who will listen within earshot that the other side has it all wrong. It's all wrong. Democrats are out to sink America. The Republicans only care about rich people, blah, blah, blah. If you listen to these idiots, you listen to Mitch McConnell on the far right or Harry frickin' Reid on the far left, you would think that if you listen to what they say, you would think that the other party is out to destroy America. They're so bad, blah, blah, blah. Well, I say, look, man, enough is enough. If you were one of my kids, I would tell you this. I would say, look, you know what? I'm tired of you lying to me. You're looking right at my face and telling me a bunch of baloney. Tell me the truth. Quit lying to me. Enough is enough is enough. And they don't get it. I mean, they don't get it. They truly don't get it. 99 or whatever that percent was of those guys are lawyers, and not a one of them could tell you the truth. It just drives me crazy. 4 years into the presidency, it was supposed to change the world, and the best we can do is pass a health care bill that everybody wants to beat their chest about. Depending on which side you're on, you either want to beat your chest about how bad it is, or you want to beat your chest about how good it is. And nobody likes it. It's going to be in litigation for the next 100 years. Nobody likes it, especially big money. They hate it. So anyway, the best you can do is posture about stuff you don't like and gripe about you because you're not in charge, or you're not the minority, or you are the minority. We can change a bunch of executive orders. We can make a bunch of election year promises, and nothing changes. And it's just stupid. It pisses me off. I'm just saying, look, it ain't no better. I am no better off today than I was the day that George W. Bush got elected the first time. And I'm no better off than the day that Bill Clinton got elected the first time. And I'm not any better off. I'm not going to be any better off until one of you guys gets off your duff and does something. You know, Obama may be left-handed and he may be black, but he seems like he's like every other president I've ever seen. He tells you something, one thing, and does another. He promises the world. Yeah, he promised change, but it's the same change every other president gave you. It's a nickel. Just drives me crazy. You want to help me, you want to help me. By me, I mean the American people. The people you're supposed to be working for. The people you're supposed to represent. The reason why you're there is us. And you think the reason you're there is to make money. But the reason why you're there is to help people like me. You want to help me? Fix the jobs problem. As simple as that. Real easy. Fix the jobs problem. You want to help me? Listen to Bernanke. He said that 30% or something like that of the cost of housing right now in new home sales, in existing homes, are overvalued, overblown, and out of reach of the average American. 30%. Fix it. All you got to do is give, the greedy-ass bankers that you gave the big bailouts to, give them 20 cents on the dollar and tell them they got to, for every dollar they modify the loan downward, you give them 20 cents of it. There you go. You don't need to give me a tax break. It didn't do any good anyway. You call it a stimulus, and it's $2 a week. What the hell's wrong with you guys? Give them, let them keep 20 cents on the dollar for every mortgage amount that they modified down from the rip-off pricing and the kill-you interest rates that you allowed them to have anyway. Boy, the lawyers would go nuts on that. There'd be a new growth industry overnight. You'd stop seeing ads for mesothelioma tomorrow, and ads about adjust your mortgage would hit the screen so fast it'd make your head spin. And it would get fixed. Fix the mortgages. You'd let millions of people keep their homes. Instead, you pass these weak-ass, apathetic, do-nothing legislation that doesn't do nothing for nobody. 38 people, can qualify for the stupid-ass conditions you put on it. You got to have perfect credit, be absolutely up to date on everything with your mortgage, have never missed a payment. You got to walk like God to qualify. And if you could qualify for all that crap, we wouldn't need your program to begin with. So what the hell's wrong with you folks? You don't get a clue. It just makes me nuts. You want to help me? Give the bankruptcy judge the power to modify a mortgage. The bank would still make money. You want to help me? Instead of giving me that tax break that you said was $700 million. Oh, yeah, it's $700 million split over 290 million people over 52 weeks, and it works out to, what was it, $2.62 a week or something. What'd I do, buy a Coke? I bought a newspaper to read the one ads and a Coke. You helped me a lot. Thanks a lot. You guys are a bunch of ding-dongs. It may sound good on election year to say you was the sponsor of a $90 million tax break. And it equaled out to, $2.50 in my paycheck. Big deal. Thanks a lot. I don't call that much help. You can call it billions of dollars, but it ain't factually. It's, so much of a dribble it don't make any sense. You're pounding yourself on the back. You're saying, oh, look what I did for the American people. No, you didn't. It was my money to begin with. You gave it back to me, and it took you 15 months to give it back to me after I earned it. I earned that money. You act like you own it. You forgot why you're there. You guys, the politicians, you have no reason why you're there, and you have no reason who the boss, you have no idea who the boss is, and you think your job is to get reelected. It's a bunch of crap. It was my money to begin with. Factually, you're giving me my own money back, and it took you 15 months to do it. How in the hell does that help me when it's only $2? If any one of you airheads could explain that to me, I got to tell you, I would quit. I would quit griping. I would quit telling you this, but you don't get it. Not one of you guys knows why you're there. If one of you people would just tell the truth, do the job you were elected for, and then stop looking for 1 minute at the next election, because you know what? You weren't put on. You weren't elected to get reelected. You weren't put there to run some government committee. You weren't there to conduct investigations. You weren't there to send out $1.5 million worth of free mail to say, elect me the next time. You're not there to attend 100 fundraisers. Oh, Mike, you don't understand. It takes big money to get elected. You know what? If one of you buttheads would go to Washington and would do the job you're elected to do, you wouldn't need all that money. And you wouldn't need all the big money because you would be known as a politician that actually gets something done. If you wouldn't worry about your party beating the party up, if you didn't think your job was to rebrand the image of your party, if you didn't think your job was to get reelected, if you didn't think your job was to raise money, you'd actually go get something done. And none of you do. It drives me nuts. None of you are there to figure out how to help the American people. You were not elected to find cover from tough issues come election time so you can deny that you're part of the problem. You're not there to put off making the decisions about today's problems until you are reelected. You weren't there to be put on some committee or to be the chairman of that committee. You aren't there to go take trips overseas. You did not get elected to be able to charge thousands of dollars in 5 years after you've retired from the Senate or whatever, to give speeches to half-drunk nitwits on their company's convention payroll and enrich yourself. That's not why you're there. You're there to serve me and everybody like me. That's why you went there. And if you'd go there and you would get something done and you would do something for the Americans that you're there to support, and you would do what we do, the American people do, we go to work every day and we put our butt on the line. Every day could be the last day we work there for a company or for the state or whatever. We go put our butt on the line, even if we're not in uniform. We pay taxes, we obey laws, we take care of business, we feed our families, we raise our kids, we make sure to go to school, we send them to college, we do all this stuff that makes America greater. And you guys go to Washington and you think your job is to get reelected. You're not supporting me or the American people. You forgot why you're there. Well, let me just tell you, Mr. 99.7% of all politicians who are lawyers, if that's why you're there, you need to get the hell out right now. If you're not there to fix what's broken, if you're there to make sure that you continually get reelected cycle after cycle, you're there for the wrong reason. Get the hell out. You're there to make a difference, make sure America is prosperous and survives with all of our freedoms intact, not to see which ones you can take away, but to see that they're intact for the next 200 years. And if that's not why you're there, if that ain't why you're there, go away. Go away now, go away quick, go away mad. I don't care. Just go away. You ought to be fired. If you didn't get something done the last year, you've been there for 20 years, you ain't sponsored legislation to help us get better. If you're one of these idiots that think that the credit card companies ought to be the ones writing the rules, you need to go. That's all I got to say for this week, and I hope you guys get it. This is Big Mike. Thanks a lot.